I think that this is an amazing organization because we offer such an array of services and supports for all folks, from transportation to group activities to primary care, access to traditional healers. We do a number of things around mental health and addictions and homelessness. So this is a very well-rounded organization, and I'm very proud to be the executive director.
How are you doing this morning?
Awesome. Welcome to our health center.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to DDDDN, our Aboriginal Health Access Center. We provide culturally safe and relevant services for the Indigenous community. The translation of our name, DDDDN, in the Cayuga language embodies the concept of taking care of each other amongst ourselves. In our clinic, we have nurse practitioners and physicians. As you can see, we've labeled our clinic rooms with clan animals as an identifier to incorporate our culture. Our clinic rooms are larger to accommodate appointments with families, individuals with assistive devices, and parents bringing in children.
So I'm a nurse practitioner in primary health care, and I've been with DDDDN for almost 6 years now. I'm continuing to learn things every day. I think I learn the most from the patients, and what their experiences are, what their struggles are, what their courage, and what the positive things that they're bringing to the community and to their families. So I've always learned more and more about kind of looking at health from a more holistic perspective. I remember in my first week, and a patient had come in. They were in a bit of crisis and some distress, and they had asked me, "Do you have something that I can hold?" I didn't know what they actually meant, but later that patient actually taught me a bit about, they wanted something to, whether it was some sweetgrass, or whether it was to have a smudge, or to have something sacred that they felt to hold on to. And so ever since then, I always have sweetgrass, I always have sage, and so I always try to have something here.
The image of the health center itself was they had meetings with local elders when we first opened, who guided us in what they wanted or what the community needs were for the health center. The foundation of how we provide services is relationships and understanding our patients and their story, using their story in the way that we provide care. Being able to provide traditional health services through ceremony and healing also addresses the emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical needs of our people. This is our we call it our traditional healing program space. This is where most of our community programming happens in the evening, our circles, our teachings, our groups. Our health promotion team on average hosts 50 events per month between our locations in Hamilton and Brantford. They feed the participants at every single program or circle that they host. We use medicines and we burn sage. We have tobacco available, cedar and sweetgrass in all of the programming and traditional healing spaces.
I want to welcome you to our traditional healing room. This room is very important to us here at DDDDN because it's really about the traditions of our peoples, and it's a safe space where people can come, they can meet, they can be treated, as well as they can share. And people know that when they come in here, racism is left outside the door. We have in this room our medicines and access to a number of different treatments, so it's very warm, welcoming, and inviting for our folks. The amazing thing about DDDDN is we're one of a number of Aboriginal Health Access Centres across Canada, and the Aboriginal Health Access Centres are really about blending together Western and traditional ways of knowing and being to support our folks in their health and well-being, because I feel that it really has the making of an international best practice. Here at the center, we are able to service Indigenous people as a priority. We also service those people who are marginalized and need support who are not Indigenous. They are welcome into our space for specific programs. We service 3 communities, so when we're servicing people, we have to be cognizant of where they come from in the country, what their cultural beliefs are, and they're not always traditional. So it's always a balance, trying to figure out how to offer the appropriate support at the appropriate time to the right people. We want our next generations to be very strong, be very successful, and be very healthy.
Well, thank you so much for the time you spent with us today explaining about your health center.
Thank you so much for working with the DDDDN. It's a real pleasure.
Thanks.
And me, but